Here at Colle we are not winemakers. We are farmers. We look after the vineyard, we grow grapes, and the wines are a consequence of what we harvest at the end of summer. The Sant'Angelo hill where we're located now has been farmed for many centuries. In 1950, Colle was born as a separate farm, and I still ask myself what kind of inspiration he got about this territory, because at the time Montalcino was one of the poorest municipalities in Italy. My father believed in the potential of Montalcino, in the potential of Brunello, and now Colle is in fact the largest vineyard certified organic in the whole of Tuscany. I'm standing here next to the Poggio al Vento vineyard and next to the great oak tree which my father spared in 1974 when he planted this first vineyard here in Montalcino. It is a monument of nature that represents for me also the link with the civilization I have worked in while living in South America, living in Chile, living under the Andean civilization. In fact, for the Incas, the most important divinity is Mother Earth, the Pachamama. And every farmer in the morning heading for the fields dedicates a thought and an offering to Pachamama for the crops he has collected and for the future ones to come. Biological control means that for any sanitary problems that may arise during the season, nature finds its own solution. Nature will take care of it. We understood how important the green cover of the vineyard is for the organic material in the soil and the water retention capacity. Within the domain of climatic changes, I'm trying this new way of planting the vineyard. In Italian we call it alberello, so little tree. Each vine stands on its own independently, well, thanks to this pole that will hold it up, and effectively it will create a parasol effect, protecting the fruit from the direct sunlight and from dehydration. Among the changes we're implementing due to the climatic changes, there is the direction of the rows when we plant the vineyard. In the old days, we would have planted in the direction of the maximum slope in order to drain all the excess rainwater that falls. Here, on the other hand, we have changed the direction of the rows. We have planted so as to capture as much rainwater as possible and help the vineyard defend itself from the climatic changes. I'm here in the experimental field of the clonal selection of Sangiovese at Colle. We have worked for more than 30 years with the University of Florence and the University of Pisa in selecting the clones for our vineyards of Brunello di Montalcino here in the Colle Hill. It is interesting to notice how these individuals which we selected 30 years ago are now obsolete. In fact, the parameters that we used to choose these individuals were different climatic parameters to what we have today. In those days, we were looking for clones that would ripen a little bit earlier. Nowadays, we're looking for clones that, on the other hand, ripen later, so that they have a chance to get shorter days and fresher nights in the last part of the ripening. The philosophy of my family in producing wines for many generations has always been that quality stems from a continuous and relentless work of research and development. And that's why we are spending so much time and so much energy on researching all the different aspects of the growing of the Sangiovese grape on the southern slopes of Montalcino. We're standing next to the traditional large oak barrels that are used for the aging of the Brunello di Montalcino. In 1966, when the first protocol of production of Brunello was written, the aging in oak barrels was required up to 48 months, 4 full years. At this stage at Colle, we still follow the same protocol with Brunello di Montalcino Riserva, 48 months, and with the Brunello di Montalcino Vintage, we have brought it to 3 years, 36 months. How long does it take before a Brunello to reach its peak? 20 to 25 years. If we talk about the fermentations, and we are addressing the topic of yeasts, and here at Colle we have researched the subject of yeasts with the Department of Microbiology of the University of Florence quite extensively. And we were able to select a number of natural yeasts which are present in the environment here at the Colle cellar. And we have also been able to ascertain that whichever yeast we use as a starter for the fermentation, from halfway through the fermentation to the end, the local autochthonous yeast step in and completely substitute the commercial yeast we have used at the beginning. So this gives a very unique and recognizable character to the Colle wines. When I get asked the question of what I had to change in the practices in the cellar since becoming organics, certainly the greatest challenge is represented by the use of sulfites. Sulfites are limited in its use by the organic protocol, so we have to be very careful in the use, and we want to avoid excessive use of sulfites, both because they do not contribute to the freshness of the aromas of the wines, and also they may cause some problem with consumers. So a very light hand in the use of sulfites. Colle wines have low levels of sulfites. The management of an organic farm the size of Colle is not something you can do from 9 to 5 or just weekdays. Something that you have to live on the territory all year round, every day of the year. Organic is like breeding animals. They eat every day, and the organic farm also eats every day. When we talk about sustainability, we're talking about environmental sustainability, of course, economic sustainability, but we have to think to the very important aspect of social sustainability. The fact of living on the territory, the fact of complementing your family budget with farm animals, with orchards, with fruit trees, with what the land is capable of producing and providing is also a very important element, and helps to build that relationship which is necessary between ownership and between people that work on the territory to conduct in a healthy manner the organic farm as we do here at Colle.